Behind the Brand, episode.
Is this camera on me?
I hope so.
Welcome back to the Half a Day Show. I'm your host, Jay Half-A-Day, the flyest man on the internet. And today we have another installment of Behind the Brand. Joining me today is a model, athlete, and one half of my favorite podcast in the DMV, One in the Melanin. Please welcome Billal Kamara.
How are you guys doing today?
Welcome to the show.
What's up, baby? How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Alhamdulillah. I can't complain, man.
It's Ramadan. How's it treating you?
It's cool. It's cool. Now, Ramadan, I can't complain, bro. I'm so grateful for it.
Absolutely.
It's a lovely month. And, we're conditioned to it now, so the hunger is nothing.
Hunger is nothing. I did offer him some water. He didn't take it.
Understandably so.
I ain't mad at it, man. But we got a lot of great questions lined up for you. Sure. The people are excited to learn about your story. I want to put a spotlight on you and your brand. So before we get to that, could you just give a little background about yourself, what you do, who you are, and how you got here?
Well, my name is Billal Kamara. I am one half of One in the Melanin. That's our brand. It's a podcast. It's also just like a content platform for us to upload different, funny videos, give advice, have our podcast, obviously. So we'll have all types of different people on talking about certain stuff, just chatting and hanging out, just sort of as a platform to people to sort of escape. I feel like it's very common for people to say that, but it's really like a platform for us to have people, just to help people, whether it's through entertainment from us, an escape from life, whether it's our advice, whether it's we get to a certain place in our life, in our journey as to where we can actually provide for those in need and whatnot, really just to build on that and just have somewhere for people to just sort of laugh, hang out, do whatever. I'm from Nova, from Northern Virginia. I've been here my whole life and kind of want to leave, but I don't really want to leave.
Nah.
It's like, it's a love-hate. It's like I want to expand, essentially, but I don't know if I want to leave here, but I want more opportunity.
Where would you go?
That's a great question. It's crazy because it's like I was watching a little bit of the whole thing that just came out recently about Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and obviously there's always been stories and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I'm always gonna be a bit iffy about that stuff. But it's like I'd love to just sort of like just go out and network more, and gratefully, DreamCon's coming up, so we'll be able to do that for sure. Down in Austin. But it's just like, just being able to just venture out. I don't want to stay there or anything like that, but I just want to meet more people.
Meet new people.
Experience different environments. Because the DMV, I feel like there's only so many people that do the same stuff that you do in the area. And it's hard to collaborate a lot of the time because, it's hard to find certain people that are in your niche or like in your realm that can, you can collaborate with and whatnot.
Yeah, without it being too weird where it's like,
exactly,
okay, this person's a chef. I play basketball.
Exactly. It's like, I don't want to expect more out of you than what you provide. So it's like, I'd love to, reach out and see more people and collaborate more. So that's what the podcast is for, especially.
Yeah, I was just out in Hollywood and like, I got a few partners that live out there.
Yeah,
they tell me like, it is what you make it, but it's like, it's really like grind city. Like everybody has 2 and 3 jobs and it's like, they don't really have that much time on their hands to actually create. So it's like the people that are like fortunate enough to have that time and that space to create, they sort of gatekeep a lot of things. So it's like Hollywood is weird for other things, actually. It's also weird like socially for like the influencer media space. But it's like the people that are from there, the native people, I ran into a few of them. They're cool. They down to earth, just like anywhere you go.
For sure.
But it's like, it's all about, broadening your horizons and seeing what's out there. I ain't from here.
Yeah.
I've been down here for 6 years now? 7 years now.
Jersey, right?
Yeah, I'm from Jersey. So it's like, this is new to me. I like it here because it's like, it's a breath of fresh air. It's not too different from Jersey. Boom. I can imagine why you want to leave.
Yeah. I feel like it's just like, just wanting to experience new. I've been here for I turned 25 in April. 25 years, so it's like always being in that same realm, especially in the area that I've lived, that I've always lived in that area. So it's like just sort of witnessing new things. I don't have to stay there, but just experiencing new stuff. I've always been fairly sheltered, so being able to like see new things and experience new things is always like a desire of mine.
I get that. So what's it like culturally growing up in the DMV? Well, on this side of the DMV, because like everybody I've interviewed from here so far, they either been from Maryland. Is it Maryland?
Yo, before we go on to that, we uploaded a reel on not a reel, a YouTube short about it's a clip of us and Young Astro. Salute to Young Astro.
Salute.
About what's the correct proper way to say Maryland, and we asked someone who's from Maryland, but like obviously not everyone says it the same way. So he's like, it's Merlin. And everyone in the comments are like, and it's getting engagement too, but it's just funny seeing how everyone reacts to it. Like, nah, bro, what are you saying, bro? If you take advice from these guys, yeah, it's 2 syllables. What are you talking about? It's just hilarious.
Nope, Maryland. They either from Maryland or they from DC. And I can't stop saying it now because like that's how you supposed to say it out here. It's like Louisville.
What? Oh, Louisville, Louisville.
Yeah, I just interviewed this guy on TikTok Live. Like, shout out to DJ Suspense if you watch it.
Salute.
But yeah, he from Louisville. I was like, it's not Louisville, Louisville. It's like
Baltimore. It's like it's stuff like that. Like it just depends on, I guess, where you're from and what area you're around. Like to what people are used to.
And that's why I like y'all show. It'd be the random tangents. Like, we ain't even gonna go on that tangent. We gonna come back to it. But let me ask you the question because this is about you.
Yes.
What is it like culturally growing up in Nova? Like, how has that influenced like your worldview and perspective?
I'm very grateful to have grown up in Nova. A reason why I say that is because it's very diverse.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what helped me socially just be a lot more open to people, open to different cultures, and just allow me to interact with so many more people and be more outgoing. As you can tell, like I'm a bit more like, but like that's just kind of how I am. And I feel like that's mainly due to the fact that I grew up where I grew up. Nova was something that really helped me learn more about just meeting people that align a lot with my personal upbringing, whether it's religion, whether it's just like my, where my family's from and whatnot. It's like a lot of things line up, and there's so many different people that understand where I'm coming from and, how I've been raised and whatnot. And it just helped me just establish a lot stronger connections with people and just be more comfortable where I'm at. So I feel like Nova was really helpful with helping me connect my culture to a proper way of upbringing that feels healthy for me.
Absolutely. I remember coming down here. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of African folks down here.
East Africa, West Africa.
It's like not just like, because like growing up, it's like we had Nigeria, like mainly West Africans.
Mm-hmm.
I came down here, I'm seeing the whole continent. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
There are people here.
Yeah.
But your folks are Sierra Leone?
Yes, from Sierra Leone, yes. But the thing is, I grew up with Somali people my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's why I love the fact that I grew up here, because it's like, there's such a large community of just East African people. And I feel like that helped me find that bridge, and it helped me be more exposed to both. So now I don't feel like I'm limited to just my culture,
right,
other people's culture. And, and especially because they're Muslim as well, it's like, we all bond, and so everyone, it's like a perfect harmony, and it makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, check my notes.
You good?
They done covered. We done went through like 3 questions. But yeah, tangents. I was on the first episode of One in the Melanin. The first, I think, was it the first?
You were the first guest on One in the Melanin.
Yeah, first guest. And that was an experience. That was still.
One in the Melanin, man. We've grown so much, dog. It's just so
It's
fun.
really been amazing seeing like how they got merch now, y'all.
I mean, it's nothing. It sounds like
You come here and flex on me. You wearing my colors and whatnot.
It's the brand. It's the brand. We always gotta show up to the brand.
And you gotta do a jersey swap when I.
Oh, yo, have you seen? Bro, I'm about to go another 10. You've seen it, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. Bro, people are funny, man.
Nah, that was intentional. That that intern got fired, right?
Oh, I can imagine so. Because it's like, yeah, what did you expect? Like they made sure. Yeah, nah, they're bugging. They're bugging.
Oh, that was crazy.
But yeah, nah, first guest on One on the Mountain. Yeah, no, it was a experience to say the very least, and it was really fun because it got us to really just experience how it is to have another person on with us and just sort of vibe and hang out and just sort of put a little bit of like a framework on the structure of how we'd operate with a guest on.
Could you speak on that? Like the structure? I'm going to jump my questions. I was saving it, but I want to know how you guys like develop and format your episodes. Because like seeing it was sort of off the fly for that one. But now it seems like you guys got more of a rhythm and balance with like sourcing people, bringing on to the show, and like what you guys talk about.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to One in the Melanin, a big thing that we try to focus on is not making it feel. We want it to feel natural, especially if we have a guest on. We don't want it to feel like it's super formulaic. It's not just like, hi, we're just like, where are you from? What are you working on now? All right, cool. This is like, we try to make it like a free flowing thing. I feel like that's a big thing that we do. I know sometimes it's like, and one thing we do need to work on is making sure that we're more structured on that end, just trying to be a bit more And that's what we've been we have our points that we want to stick to, but at the same time, we try to make it free-flowing so that we can have that chill conversation. We laugh about stuff. All right, cool. Boom, back on. It's just a matter of just being good on our time management and making sure that we try not to stay too long on one thing.
Right.
So, but we've gotten a lot better at, how we structure our episodes. We'll have our intro. We'll throw a game in here and there. We'll try to, where'd you come up? We'll touch on like the formalities initially, but we'll touch on different things that are happening at that moment in time, what things that specific person has been dealing with, what's been going on, and based on the person, we'll touch on whatever industry they're in. So it's like, oh, how does it feel being a content creator as a Black content creator? Or do you feel like there's different things? Like, it'll just be random stuff, but like stuff that ties into that person. So
strategic randomness.
I like how you said that.
I don't know where that came from.
Strategic randomness. It's not super random, but it's like, it's really free flowing. And I feel like it's real. And I feel like that's what makes it more intimate. And it has a purpose. Yes.
Absolutely. So then I guess we'll go back on the formality, because One in a Melanin is a great podcast. You guys should check it out.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe to them on YouTube.
Boom.
And they sponsored by what? Smart Water? That's another insider, but we'll get into that. How did you personally come into your hobbies, like, lacrosse, modeling, content? How did you come into them?
Well, and one thing I can honestly say about myself, and I'm someone that's just really, I've always been like someone that's like creative, like someone that's like likes to venture into all types of different stuff. Like growing up, I used to do a whole bunch of origami. Like I like to draw. Like I even did drama at one point in high school. Like I used to do acting school when I was younger. Like I've always been someone that liked to venture off in all types of different stuff, especially because it's like growing up with a single mom. It's like there's only so many things that you have access to,
right?
Not only just financially, but just in general. It's like I was a bit sheltered, so like I didn't always have a lot of stuff. And I grew up kind of like a single child. Like I have an older brother, yeah, but he grew up elsewhere in the UK, so it's like with his dad. So it's like, wow. With that being the case, I was always on my own, so it's always trying to find different stuff to do. Find interest. So I feel like that was like something that helped me find more interest. Anime, all types of stuff. So when it came to like sports, has always been a thing of mine. Oh, I'm tall, la 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 la. So it's like, oh, play basketball, play this, play that. I got into high school. I was like, bro, I'm gonna play basketball, but I also want to, I'm here in high school. I've never tried out other stuff. Let's try lacrosse. Let's just try. I had a guy in my Spanish class, salute to Jerron. He was like, yeah, no, you want to play lacrosse? Yeah, I play lacrosse. Like, you should try this out. Like, why not? And I ended up playing in college. So it's like, you never know what route, like.
D1.
D3. But it was Marymount's D3. Really? Yeah. Or at least Marymount University is D3. I'm sure Loyola Marymount or like other places might be different. But it's like, but in general, it's like, it's still an experience. And I loved it because it's like, it helped me grow more into myself. And, stuff like modeling and stuff like that. The thing with me is like, I don't like to classify myself as like a model per se.
Bro, the first time I liked this man, he's modeling. I came in here, my regular thing, I was wearing these pants, to be honest with you. We was doing a photo shoot for Say Mashallah. You feel me?
Say Mashallah.
Shout out to Saeed.
Yes, sir.
We doing a photo shoot for, these hoodies. And I'm over here I'm regular posing. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Let me throw a peace sign up. I'm over here doing like TikTok emotes and whatnot. Billal come in here talking about something. He over here doing. He came in here top model. I'm like, damn. I'm like, shoot.
Those
brothers serious. Hey,
don't blow my head up, please.
Yeah, look, that it's in your bio, model. You feel me? Nah, I'm putting it on there.
Whatever. Fair enough. But like, yeah, no, I fortunately I used to work at a hospital, and I met some of my really good friends now, Safia, Abel, salute to y'all, I love y'all. I met them, and they sort of welcomed me into like the photography sort of world, because they're both photographers. At the same time, my boy Abel, who's a part of a photography group called the Photos. Salute to the Photos.
Yeah.
My guys, and a lot of them are just really cool people. So like, yeah, no, pull up to a meetup. I pulled up to a meetup. This was back in 2020, I think. It was in Manassas. And I met up with a lot of them. They're all really, really, really cool people. And I feel like going to these meetups more and more with them helped me get more comfortable in front of the camera and help me understand more about photography and stuff. I'm not a photographer myself, but I've always been someone that liked to edit videos and do different effects and all types of stuff. And doing that along with, you know, getting comfortable in front of the camera and getting nice pictures for Instagram and all that jazz. It's like, I've sort of been I'm a lot more well-versed into it. Now, I play around with Premiere Pro and stuff. Like, I edit our videos for One in the Mountain. Like, I like it. It's fun to me.
It is.
So it's like, I get used to it. Just starting something, like having an idea and then bringing it to life is such like a fulfilling feeling. And I feel like that's how I've gotten involved in all that with these people. And I feel like that's what made One in the Mountain what it is now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is, you know, one half of it. It's you say you do the editing, you do the social media aspect of it, the posting.
Yeah.
And all that.
Alongside Sayed. Yeah, that he
he told on himself. He's like, yeah, the law handle all the social media. Yo, I'm like, yeah, y'all don't follow me back on TikTok. I'm like, that's Billal fault.
No, I didn't even notice that. I feel like on all our platforms, it's just me and him. So I don't know.
I was just messing with him. Yeah. But yeah, so now we're here at One in the Melanin. How did y'all come up with the name? Why One in the Melanin?
I came up with the name, but I feel like it just sort of happened because I was trying to think of like a punny thing to say initially, and it ended up having so much more meaning past that. But when it came to One in the Melanin, I feel like the initial thing was, you know, I was at work. And I was literally like going through like thinking of I was on like a pun, not generator thing, but like something that like I could substitute words and see what words rhyme and what I can input here to make it still sound like cool or whatever. And I sent Sayed a list of like 8 things, and he was like, One in the Mountain, that's the one we use because all these ones are like, yeah. And I looked at them in hindsight, yeah. But I feel like a lot of people ask about One in the Mountain. I feel like we've came up with like in hindsight, there's a lot more deeper meaning to the actual name. Like growing up, especially me and Saeed, we can relate to this because it's like we both grew up, you know, single moms, African descent. It's like we're both Black, we're both single parents in the environment that we grew up. It's like we didn't feel like it's very easy for us and other people to relate to us in the sense that like we don't feel like we have access to the opportunities that we want in our life. Right. So with that being the case, it's like reaching these goals is almost like 1 in a million. It's like a 1 in a million chance. So we took that and we spun that. We're like, you know what? Like, we're going to be the people who can not only provide that platform for people, you know, as with our goals, right? Trying to get to that level to where we can provide for people, not only in an entertainment standpoint, making people laugh, and also being a source for people who want to escape from the stresses of the world and stuff, inspire people because we're coming out of the DMV, coming out of Nova, a place where it isn't super often that people really blow up to the stratosphere and whatnot, and just sort of be able to, you know, build enough of a platform to where we can provide for people that need help and stuff like that. So it's no longer feels like it's a 1 in a million chance that we'll be able to live the life we want. We can at least assist in that in any way we can.
So 1 in a million?
Nah. 1 in a Melanin. And serve as inspiration to those from that community as well.
He practiced that, yo.
Of course. Well, I've had my Ellen speech like written and ready in my notes for the longest time. It's like
everybody does, man.
It wasn't as smooth, but it's like, you know, God speaking into existence. It's like, you know, stuff like that is like I'm grateful for, and I know that, you know, we'll have opportunities in the future to where we're gonna be interviewed and we'll be able to answer that question more and more smoothly, and you know, and inshallah everything goes well.
Absolutely. So what? One in Melanin about to turn 1 soon, right?
Yeah. And I think we dropped our first episode in June or July.
June.
June. So yeah, we're pushing 1 soon.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
I appreciate that. So to you as well, man. 4 years. That's crazy.
Yeah. Not in my pocket.
I have like 8 pockets on my pants right now. It's crazy.
It's the vibe though.
Yeah.
So what's the most challenging thing about running a podcast? About running your podcast? What's the most challenging thing?
Well, there's a few. I feel like I'll only touch on like 2. One is networking, because it's hard to, especially growing as a podcast, starting from zero, essentially. It's like, and everyone starts from zero, but it's like starting without sort of like a boost or anything like that. It's hard to get people to want to work with you. Not to mention being in an area where it's already hard to collaborate in general. It's like, it's hard to have people either A, take the chance on you, B, use their time, because it's like, why would I use my time on someone that's so much more smaller than you, or whatever the case is, right? Mm-hmm. And just trying to network in an area where it's hard to network. So
It's a challenge.
yeah, and we're slowly starting to build leverage, and I'm grateful for that. And we're building more of a platform, and it's becoming a bit easier to reach out to these people, and they can see the quality of our content. And it's like, all right, well, I understand these guys are a bit smaller, but look at what they're posting.
Absolutely.
It's not as if, and that's one thing that I really feel like has helped us along the way is like the quality has always been there. I mean, we started from our iPhone camera, but it's like we moved to like, working in the stew and having like good quality cameras. And I salute to Jamar. I love you. I appreciate you because he's helped us out
Jamar.
so much. Audio, with video, everything's so much more crisp and clear. And it's like, I feel like that's what helps us stand out. But it's really challenging networking people and just building a platform is just like, and since we don't base our stuff off of like controversy or anything that's super like offensive or controversial, it's like, it's not easy to like have certain clips or certain things and trying to work with the algorithm to try to make sure that your content blows up, because algorithms fluctuate all the time and it's not easy to really gain that traction unless you get that moment, right? And you never know when it's going to happen. So I feel like that's what's been difficult as well. Just really trying to upload, stay consistent, try to diversify our content in hopes that we can grow more and have that moment to help us really get in that pattern, that rhythm.
So you made a great point there when you brought up the idea of controversy. I feel like controversy always translates to traffic in the world of social media. So my question for you is there like one topic that you will never cover? What is that one topic that is just, that's the red line? Can't cross that red line.
And with us, we try our best not to be super controversial because we don't want it to be a platform. Because there's already a stigma on podcasts in general.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like people like just go on
microphones.
Yeah. Because not everyone, I don't want to say not everyone deserves a platform, but not all opinions I feel like are. No, let me phrase this properly. See, that's another thing. It's like,
I say it sooner. You don't want to say, I don't think everyone should have it. I truly don't. That's my controversial take. Some of y'all need to let Michael Jackson meme with the microphones, put him down.
Yeah, it's like, certain things are a bit like some people are saying stuff just for the sole purpose of controversy or like in the purpose of trying to offend certain people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's not what we're trying to do, for one. And two, it's like, how do you plan to like expand your platform
after that
and market with, and work with companies and work with different people if you already have this out about you? It's like, we don't want to limit ourselves and we don't want to offend people because that's not our purpose for our podcast. So it's like, if there's anything that we wouldn't specifically wouldn't talk about, like we try not to just be offensive to, we don't try to touch on people's sexualities. We don't try to touch on people's religions and whatnot. And obviously check out our Ramadan special. It's out on YouTube right now. As you know, me and Sayyid Ahmed, we're both Muslims. So it's like, we're really trying to, we had that episode out just for for new Muslims, for people that just want to know more about Islam, for people that have been Muslim, but like just need like a reset or whatever the case is, right? Just as like almost like a FAQ, like a frequently asked questions, like a basis for people to sort of go off of to help them learn more and stuff like that. And we'll touch on our religion. We're not, and we're all learning. So it's like, we don't want to speak as if we're experts or anything like that. And that's another thing. So we don't like touching on other people's religions or try to be offensive to other people's religions. And that's just how we are personally as people. Like, we're not just doing it just because, it's a podcast. It's a detriment to our future collaboration. No, it's like, we're doing it because that's how we are. And we don't like to offend people. And we try to work to be as inclusive and as helpful as possible. So
Brandon right there, man.
So
tell you.
That's what we try to work on. So we won't touch on certain specific people's or certain specific things that we know could offend people. And we can't avoid that all the time, right? We're going to talk about certain specific topics. If we have an opinion on something, certain people aren't going to align with what we thought about it. It's kind of how it is. But it's like, we try our best not to be mean or be rude or insult people or just try to bash anybody for how they feel about certain things.
So who shot JFK?
You see what happened was
it's all a hoax. It's conspiracy. That was a Charlemagne question.
Charlemagne. Salute to Charlemagne, but he's someone that he doesn't care. He does not care.
Okay. There's a thread on Twitter. It's just Charlemagne's worst moments. And you've had the most outrageous interview. Half of them are Charlemagne and Soulja Boy.
Yeah, no, I've seen all types of compilations. Yeah, he's different.
But yeah, let me ask you a philosophical question.
Okay.
Ask you and I'm gonna ask them.
All right.
Do the ends justify the means, or do the means justify the ends for content?
Okay. Do the ends justify the means, or do the means? That's a good question.
Which one do you lean more towards? Like, so I think. Actually, no. I'm gonna just let you. I'm gonna explain it.
Do the ends justify the
However you think the answer,
or do the means justify the end? I feel like it's common to say that the ends justify the means, in the sense of like, you know, you have a goal, so you want to reach that point. So it's like certain people have that mindset. I'll do whatever I gotta do to get there. So whatever it is that I have to do in order to get to that place, that's the end. And that whatever I have to do to get there is justified because I'm trying to get here. So I could see that perspective. The means justifying the ends. And I love that you asked this now, because I just watched your episode with Nico.
Yeah,
salute to Nico. And you guys are talking about how it's like everything you do like has an outcome, and like your decisions that you make determine how things play out. And it's like the means justifying the ends. It's like, or it's just
means justifying
the ends. It's like you'll do, like you gotta be careful of what you do, because it's like, yeah, you might want to get to a certain place, but if you're not worried about that, you're worried about just doing this, that, and the other, not worried about consequences. And then if things play out a certain way, you can't be surprised, because it's like you were acting in this type of way, you did this, that, and the other. You look back and you reflect, you're like, dang. So that's where regret comes from, because it's like, dang, I wish I didn't do this. So it's in harmony. They both go together. And I know this is a bit more of like a diplomatic, now they're both right. But it's like at the same time, they're both right. And I don't know, I feel like in hindsight, it's all based on perspective and your mindset on things. If you're more in the moment person, you're not going to worry about getting to it. Like, you're not going to worry about where certain things lead up. But if you're someone that's more driven long term, I feel like you'll be more focused at the end. And I feel like I'd want to say I'm more driven long term. So I'd say the ends justify the means. Okay. Or I lean more towards that. All right. I know I went on a tangent. I'm sorry, but
that's you was about to get the duck emote. I'm gonna put it in post. Every time you duck a question, telling you. I'm big on that. Like when it comes to who I follow, who I subscribe to, who I promote on this page right here, the morality of your media matters to me. So it's like, if you're not a person of integrity, I don't want to do business with you. That's how it comes.
Big fact.
So like, I try to ask people questions personally about how they think, so that when it comes to the viewers, they can understand you and see who they're investing in. Because it's like you said it here, highly weird. Like the people we've been investing in for like the past 10, 20, 30 years, their morals been a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing some questionable things behind the scenes. So it's like we done made the wrong people famous. This is not the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hopefully they can see that at the end of the episode, like they're investing in somebody's brand and platform that is worth a damn, so to speak.
For sure.
So then let's go off the philosophical. We get some more fun questions. What's your favorite topic to cover on your show? And who's been your favorite guest?
Okay. Favorite topic to cover on the show? I don't even know if I have favorite topic we've ever covered, or like my favorite topic to cover just in general.
Both. Now it's 3 questions.
I feel like my favorite topic that I've ever covered on the show. I feel like as of recent is for my WWE heads out there, I went on a tangent about you know, and it's kind of debunked now, but a tangent about The Rock, The Rock pulling up and taking Cody Rhodes' spot for WrestleMania, which isn't the case anymore. But at the time, it was crazy because it didn't make sense. So I went on a whole tangent. I was screaming at the camera. I'm like, bro, why would you do this? It doesn't make no type of sense. Blah, 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 blah. You're just ruining main events. It doesn't matter what you. So because of that, I went on a tangent and stuff, and it did pretty well on Instagram. But it's just funny because like it's something I'm passionate about. I like WWE. I watch it. I don't care if scripted or not. I don't care. I just like the entertainment.
Entertainment.
I've watched it since I was little, so it's like that was a fun thing for me to cover, and it was like a passion of mine. So I like talking about it. Favorite. I don't know if there's a favorite topic like I've ever talked about, or I enjoy talking about, just because I like favorite episode. Jay's Too Funny. I'll never forget that. Salute to Jay's Too Funny, my dog. Salute to you. We hope to see you guys soon. See you and Dylan soon. But that episode was hilarious. It was just really fun vibes. He pulled up on us like he drove 6 hours. Bro.
Yeah.
So it's like
That guy.
he pulled up on us. He's working, man.
Wow.
Ohio, yeah. He's doing things, man. Salute to Jace. He's twitching right now. Salute, check out his Twitch. But yeah, no, that episode was just really fun, really transparent, really open, fun conversation. He's a personality. He's a great storyteller, and it was just really fun to interact with him and just vibe. It was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. And not to say we don't do that with other people, but it was really nice to have that time to really hang out with him and just.
So I was your favorite guest too.
Hey, I didn't say that. It was talking about.
I'm gonna ask Saeed next time too. Let's see if he has a different answer.
I feel like he's gonna say the same thing. So.
Crazy.
Hey,
I
but
won't stand for this.
Hey.
So I'm sitting down.
bro, you are more than just a guest on our podcast. I hope you understand.
Yo, I got 3 questions left.
Let's do
I
it.
believe it's been 28 minutes.
Time flies, man.
Maybe 20. 30 minutes. 30 minutes, y'all. But we about to wrap it up though. 3 more questions. You
Yeah.
ready?
All right, let's do it.
At scale, what does One in a Melanin look like? I know you said that you want it to be a platform. It already is a platform where you help people. I enjoy watching y'all things. I appreciate it. But it's like at scale bigger. We had 1 year, next year, and the next year, and the next year. What does it look like? Full form, final form.
Final form.
Final form, One in a Melanin.
It's limitless. It's not just a final form. There can't be no final form. But I feel like, say I were to say in 5 years, I'd hope, inshallah, that we can be a platform that not only can establish, I like to when I think of One in a Melanin, I feel like one of our big inspirations when it comes to One in a Melanin is like people like Beta Squad,
Okay.
stuff like that, right? Because not only do they have a platform like a podcast, they also do all types of content videos and all types of like expanding wide like that. We look to these people for inspiration because these are the type of people we want to be. Provide content for people, entertain, obviously keep it within our limits and align it with our values, so that we're not doing stuff that jeopardizes our personality and jeopardizes the things that we hold dear to us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we want to not only, for one, establish a platform that's entertaining, do all types of high budget videos and do stuff that's like creative and different and really have that platform for people to laugh and hang out and geek. B, have a platform like a podcast that where we can assist people, get people an outlet to sort of chat and hang out with us and learn and hang out with us and learn more from us, like in a personal standpoint, and establish those connections. But especially one thing for sure in the future is just like to be able to build foundations, to be able to do school drives, to be able to school supply drives, food drives, be able to, monetize and really donate to those in need. Overseas is crazy right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we were able to, and I'm hoping that in the future we can have that platform to where we can provide for these people so much more than we even can imagine, food, money to fund certain things, shelter, anything like, and salute to Akon because I always want to show love to Akon because of what he's been able to do for his country and just for Africa in general with light and all that stuff. I want to be able to do stuff like that. One in a Melanin isn't just a podcast, it's a platform. And we want to grow that in a way that is no longer it's not just, oh, we want to make you laugh, but we want to give advice to you. We want to help steer you in the right way if we can. Be a sign to help you do certain things, be motivation, and also actually provide for you physically, whether it's through monetary stuff, whether it's through food, school supplies, just being a resource for you in all types of ways. So hopefully within the next 5 years or so, we can do all that and then some, and collaborate with people and work with businesses and sponsorships and all that jazz. But that's just another part of it.
That's big. Final form. Well, limitless form.
Limitless form. We don't stop, man.
So then, on the same light,
Yeah.
this is personal to you, specific to you.
For sure.
It might be the same answer. You could say it's the same thing.
Okay.
What is your biggest dream and how do you get there?
My biggest dream, and how do I get there? I just want to be able to provide for my family.
Amen.
And that goes for not only my direct family, but my future family.
All right.
I feel like that's the biggest thing, providing for them and then being able to provide for other people outside of that. I want to be a resource. I feel that it's a big thing for me because I didn't grow up having a lot. So it's like, and I know a lot of people say that, but it's like I can personally attest to myself, say I didn't grow up with a lot. And I'm grateful for what I do have. But given those circumstances, I want to be able to help people. As cliche as it may sound, it's like a lot of people in my life need help. And I want to be a resource for that, to not only break generational curses, but just in general, do something different than what we're all used to. It's like, you know, there's always gonna be the stigma, especially in the African community, of just like, oh, doctor, lawyer, engineer, are you? I feel, yeah. It's like I want to be able to do more than that. It's like, you know, I work in my career, I do work in the healthcare field already, but it's like, with regards to other stuff, expand, invest in something, do something different. While we're on this planet, it's like, while we're on this earth, living this life, like, let's try stuff. Like, literally, even with One in a Mountain period, it's like, on the whim. Like, me and Saeed Ahmed, we talk a lot. We were having conversations that lasted hours. Like, why not just make it a podcast? I call him on my way to work one day, and I'm just like, yo, let's just start a podcast. I'm on it. Let's do it. I've already found a studio. It's like, and I feel like he helps me grow with that, because he's someone that's always like, all it takes is one step. Once you start, just go. So I feel like that's what I really want to, that's what's really helped me in that place. So just really want to be able to be a provider, whether it's with the podcast, whether it's in my own personal career, and in general, just provide for myself and my family, make sure that we're good in general, and make sure that other people around us are good. And hopefully everybody else we can help assist so that they can be good too.
Absolutely, man. Yo, I hope y'all see the light that's on this, brother. He's dropping gems to y'all. Like, I really appreciate you sharing your story with me and giving me the chance to highlight you and your brand. It's been an amazing conversation with y'all. For the people at home, where can they find you at?
They can find us, One in a Melanin Podcast, on Instagram. I'm trying to think of the ads. One in a Melanin Podcast on Instagram, One in a Melanin Pod on TikTok, but we're just known as One in a Melanin. You can look up One in a Melanin Podcast. We're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, all that jazz. So you look that up. We're an orange logo. You can see it on here. You can see it on here. One in a Melanin. That's our brand. That's our content platform. And we hope to be a lovely resource for you guys.
Absolutely. Hey, man, appreciate you.
Always a pleasure, bro. Thank you for even having me on here, bro. This is lovely.
Look, as always, it's been a half a day show back there, bringing you education, entertainment, and everything in between. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.